regular. It's just for YouTube members. Okay. So, Valentine's Day was on a Friday. My dog's gonna bark. Valentine's Day was on a Friday. I did have to work, but like once a month, that district has early out, so it's 2-hour early dismissal, which is nice because the classes are shorter, but it does tend to make the kids a little more hype, right? They're not on my side today. They are the ops. So much for, girl's best friend, the loyalist pet ever. Haters. But it does, so like when there's a shortened day, it does tend to make the kids hype and a little, they're excited to get out. They're excited to start their weekend. Plus, they have Monday off. So it's a 3-day weekend. They get extra in. But even though they were kind of wild out in the halls and stuff, my kids were great. And it was a day full of freshmen and sophomores, so I usually can't say that when I have freshmen and sophomores, but they were great. I think it's that time of the year where they're kind of maturing just a little bit, so the freshmen are starting to act a little bit more like, a little more their age. But whatever, we had a good day, we got through the work. They were quiet, they paid attention. They were sweet. They, said Happy Valentine's Day. They even had this little, Valentines ograms or something where you can send a coffee and a donut to somebody. So I had one kid get that. Like there's a little knock on the door and they bring the coffee and the donut is like on the top of the, like the straw goes through the donut. And so you pass it to whoever got it and everybody goes, ooh, ooh, who's it from? It's all sweet. But here's the thing. That was my last day at that school for a while because, and I'll talk more about this as it goes, but I accepted a long-term job at another school. So it was almost bittersweet because I'm going to miss some of the kids at that school. I'm going to miss that school for a while. But I'll be back there, whatever, when this job is over. And then my kid, my 4-year-old, was still going to daycare that day. His dad had worked the night before. So what we usually do is, if he works the night before, like third shift, they'll sleep in together and then they'll hang out for a little while, and then my kid will go to the sitter for a couple hours so he can get his extra couple hours of sleep because, like 3 hours is not going to cut it, right? But sometimes he can't go back to sleep, and that really stinks. But he messaged me and he was like, should we go, since you get out early, should we go out to eat? Like, should we use this time instead of trying to look for a sitter over the weekend and go out to eat? And I was like, yeah, if you're going to stay up, we should do that. But then I messaged him, I was like, hey, how did you even know I was off early? Because, like, we hadn't even talked, really. We were like ships in the night, kind of, for a couple days. And he's like, oh, it says it on the school marquees. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, he does this sometimes too, where it's like he invited me to go do something, but then he's running behind. So I get home, and I had a little bit of time before I would have to change my clothes and go out to eat. So I was like, I'm gonna lay down for a minute. He goes, oh, I'm just gonna run and go get a sweater. And I fell asleep for a little bit and I woke up and he still wasn't back. And now time is of the essence because we have to pick up my kid. And he's like, yeah, I had to stop at Menards too. I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting dressed now. I'm gonna be ready to go soon. He's like, yeah, I'm almost home. Then this fool takes a shower and shaves. Men take forever to get ready. Men always say that about women. No, it's men. And it's not even that they're getting ready the whole time. They're like, pick random stuff to do before they need to get ready. onto hibachi. We get seated, and then another family kind of. You guys couldn't hear my son's dog barking, but so we get there, and we get seated. Another family comes in, and it's a family with two small kids. Whatever. I'm a mom on one hand, and on the other hand, like, it was Valentine's Day, and we never get to be without our kids, so whatever. But they screamed the entire time. It was too scary for them. And so we couldn't really converse much or relax much because there's screaming kids over there. And I'm not a kid hater. And it was early, so it's not like it was like romantic 7 p.m. dinner, so I get it. But it was kind of like... Anyways, by the time we got our food, my husband pigs out. Like, he has no... Actually, that's going to be on my unpopular opinions. It's rude to eat really fast. Granted, that day we were in a hurry. But he'll eat his food before I even have like a quarter of my meal in. And I'm like, the point of spending money and going out to eat is to like relax. I look over, his plate's gone. I have like 3 bites in. But we do gotta get going. So, we have to ask for the check. I box up my food, and we have to hit the road. Well, it started like white out snowing right as we were leaving, so we were 7 minutes late to pick up my kid, but I had messaged her right as soon as we got in the car. I'm like, hey, we're on our way, the roads are a little bad. And technically you have 15 minutes over the time before you're considered late, but I get nervous about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want to piss anybody off. So, we were 7 minutes late, but with warning. And we get to the sitters, and my son had made me a Valentine, so I'll show you guys. It's so sweet. So this is, look at his little hand. It's to Mom from Cruise, and he started writing Mom now, except he's just writing it backwards, but since it's M-O-M, it doesn't matter, but he's writing it from right to left. So I'm so proud of him. He's starting to write. I'm sure she helped him with this, but he's been writing it on his board. It's a really easy word. So M-O-M, and it's to Mom, and it's from Cruise, my little cruisy. And it's a heart. It's just so cute. So I'm gonna hang this in my little office area that's over there that I still need to give a tour of. So I got that. And then I've been wanting these. I want these ones, and then I want the ones with the green stripes, but hold on, I gotta go. I gotta go into my dungeon. Okay, so these are the Samba OG. I don't know if he got wide or what. They didn't feel wide. Oh, women's. I'm like, wait, what's the W for? So these are just a Samba, regular Samba, but with red and the gummy bottom. So yeah, I want the green ones too. Maybe one day. Another holiday. Can I get a gift for St. Patrick's Day? Oh look, they kind of match my nails too. And they should show you guys all my sneakers. And then John sent me a gift from my Amazon wish list, which I always keep listed in my description box. Don't look at it weird because that's the same list that I use for every holiday. Like if my husband asks for a gift, my mom, whatever. So some of the stuff on there, you'd be like, that's just my wish list altogether. But my favorite pen, a whole box of 10. Thank you, John. This is the Zebra Sarasa mark on. Zebra Sarasa mark on. So, I like the Zebra Sarasa clip. I like the Zebra Sarasa mark on. There's a couple other Sarasas I want to try, and it came with like this cute little notebook. So I am geeked. This was such a nice surprise. And a purse charm. They are little cherries. Let me see if I can. My nose is starting to run. Okay, you can kind of see it better. I'm not gonna rip this open because it's kind of loud, but they're two little cherries and a little leaf and a stem. Purse charms are really in right now, so that. Now this next one is definitely for the channel. You guys, this is huge. Okay. This is a whole bucket of Quench gum, Quench electrolytes, sports gum, and all the different flavors. Now this gum, mouth-watering performance. This gum is special to me because when I was little, I don't have a lot of good memories with any parental figures when I was little, but I do remember when I was little, when I would go to the sports store, like sporting goods store, with my dad, he would let me buy Quench gum. They always had it at sporting goods stores. So, I'm sure as soon as I haven't had it since I was little. I'm sure as soon as I pop one in my mouth, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. So yeah, it is like a hydrating kind of gum, mouth-watering performance. I don't get it, but it's an electrolyte sports gum, and like, look at that. Look at that. That is a ton. I'm probably gonna take some to work too because I'm doing language arts for my long-term job, so I'll have my own class. And I read a lot. I read out loud a lot. Like, the kids like hearing me read, and this is high school, but I'm telling you, it warms my heart because most of the time, even high school kids, when you read, they just get lulled still. And I'm like, how come I think we need that. I think there should be like adult reading hour where other adults, especially ones with ASMR voices, like we can all go sit on a carpet somewhere and just let somebody talk, and we just, like was like, here's your